Hi everybody. Today I have a bunch of German Riesling for you today, specifically the Kabinett style. So many people are used to thinking that German Riesling's really sweet. Well, I'm here to show you that it's not. It can be really food friendly. I'm covering several different regions just to show how Riesling transports itself throughout Germany. And also we have a few wines with age on them just to show you that, hey, you can build your cellar for 35 bucks or less with some German Riesling. You ready? Let's get right into it. So our first wine is Weingut Mueller Ruprecht, the Kabinett Trocken. This is imported by Von Boden. Von Boden is really one of the best importers of German wines that you can come across. And so if you ever see their label on the back, that's going to let you know you're probably going to get something good. This is super affordable. This is like, I think I paid less than 25 bucks for it. So I'm going to dig right in. So this is coming from the Pfalz region, which is the second largest region. It gets a lot of sunshine. So it's one of those areas in Germany where they make both whites and reds. So you get a more sunnier take to the wine. Right away, there's that bit of petrol, a lot of Meyer lemon, peach, saline, and a lot of lime. I'm really digging it. White fruits, very salinic, very fresh. That's a really nice way to start. Really light, easy drinking, crisp, fresh, some nice high acidity. This brings a lot of value in like the 20 to 25 range. It's not going to blow your mind, but if you're just looking for something fun to have with some Thai food, this is a great one to go with. So our second wine is coming from Lights, specifically in the Rheingau region. Now the Rheingau region is really touristy, but not for wine. Actually, there's a lot of old abbeys there. This is located right in between the Rhine River and some of the forest, so you get this really cool microclimate going. Let's get right into it. There's a lot of appley flavors. Really pristine, but more rounded, if that makes sense. A little custardy note, a little vanilla, um, quince, a touch of petrol, which you do get on Rieslings. This is a common flavor. Some white fruits and a bit of yellow flowers too. So that's solid. I don't like that as much as the first wine. It dies a little on the palate, but again, we're talking about a wine that's under 30 bucks. Still, I do think there are some better values that can be found from it. I normally really like Lights. This, it's not bad, but it is a little bit of a miss, unfortunately. I'm really excited for our third wine. This is coming from a producer known as Stein and the Himmelreich Vineyard. So this is a really famous vineyard in the Mosel, and that's where we're now moving into. Ooh. That's really bringing the salinity. And this is one of these things that people really enjoy from German Riesling specifically. It's just how mineral driven they can be, and that's exactly what this is. This is smelling like just a bunch of rocks, but like wet rocks, but really good wet rocks. Some green apples, white fruits, get that nice lemon peel, a bit of lime, a lot of white flowers, and really just to me smells like you're just hanging out at a river, just chilling and getting all of those river smells. Yeah, that's hitting. That's hitting really well. I really haven't had that much Stein in the past, but I know they're about their reputation, and that's living up to it. And this is absolutely complete on the palate. Really firing at such a really, quite frankly, like humble level, if you will. Um, Great acidity, wonderful finish, wonderful texture. This is an absolute winner. Again, look out for Von Boden, people. This is where some of the best German Rieslings come from. Now we're going to pivot onto a slightly older Riesling from the Mosel, known as a Weingut Hermann Lutz. And this is a 2017. Lutz is also imported by Von Boden. Lutz is one of those producers that really needs to be on your radar. They make fantastic wines, and I cannot wait to get right into this. Now, one of the things I'm getting is what's known as reduction. It is blowing off a little bit in the glass, but it's kind of like the dominating tone. Still, 2017, it's showing really, really fresh, and I think the reduction is having a big influence on that. Getting a lot of lime flavors though too, lemon peel, getting those green apples. They're sort of classic Riesling flavors, but with that real minerality that you expect from the Mosel. And there's also again a bit of that petrol. I like it. What can I say? So that is super cool. The reduction really blows off on the palate. My palate is alive right now. Seriously, everything is just jumping. Uh, The citrus is just electric, and you get that tinge of sweetness again. So Kabinett, this is what's known as off dry. A lot of these will be floating around 10.5, 11%, even 9.5%. So there's still some of that residual sugar, but this acid rips. The palate is so lively. What a way to really show you how Kabinett can do some aging. This really, I don't think, has budged that much in the time. I'm a big fan of this. Look out for any Weingut Herman Ludes. These are delicious wines, and I'm sure you're going to be a fan of this. So now, I got something really fun. I have two older cabinets from my favorite producer, period, Weingut Herman Donhoff. And then I have a more recent bottling from them. We're going to show you how wine ages, and we're also going to get into some of the vintage differences. So the first one we have is the 2011. And this is our oldest cabinet in the tasting. Now, one of the things that I'm going to show you on this is actually the color. It's more golden, and this was what happens with the white wines as they age. Red wines get lighter, white wines get darker. So this is showing off all those age characteristics, and really lovely. The nose is not as exuberant as the previous wines, but you would expect that with age. Funny how my voice has almost gotten like a little more quiet, right? You get a little more honey, a little more sort of custardy caramel flavors, but they're not the dominant. The more red apples and like a Meyer lemon, these rounded citrus flavors to go along with the slight honey notes, but everything operating more at just not a whisper, but just a little over a whisper, if that makes sense. So on the palate, I'm not as excited as I was on the nose. There's a bit of that cheese rind flavor that personally some people love. It's not always one that works for me per se. Um, and that's kind of like the dominant flavor. Along with those honey notes and the caramel, you still get those delicious red apples. Yosemite still has some wonderful cut, but I think really this might actually be on the downslope and more heading there. I'm glad I got into it. I'm glad I can bring it for you guys. But I can say for me right now, it's not hitting. Maybe it hits for you. I don't know. Now we're going to get into the 2012. So one more year. And so something I noticed is that they switched from cork to screw cap, which I'm going to find really interesting because does that mean that this wine is going to be more fresh than the last one? I don't know. The color has changed a little bit, right? It's not as clear as the young cabinets would be. It's taken on more of this like light gold hue. Um, but I can smell it from here. It's really pungent, so I'm going to get right into this. This is really, really lovely. It's showing so much freshness, but it's also showing a roundness. So yes, people, even under screw cap, this can breathe and this can age really nicely. Real nice stone fruit, lovely mineral and saline flavors, some white and yellow florals, that lime flavor that I'm really liking, and a bit of red apple, but everything just seems round, right? So it's showing that bit of age, but still showing the freshness that I normally am looking for when I want something like this. This is a miles apart from the 11. This is definitely showing its age. And when I say definitely, I mean it's more round, integrated, balanced, harmonized on the palate. The acidity is there, but it's not the dominant thing. The flavors are working so harmoniously, and there is a bit of that cheese rind I noted on the 11, but it's not as prominent here, and I'm really digging it. Beautiful across the palate, really seamless. This is why you age wine, and this is really showing wonderfully. And these wines from Donhoff, these are some of the most affordable. So something to think about if you're looking for some wines to age. So then we're going to end with the 23 Cabernet from Donhoff. And this is one of the newer releases from them. And again, the color is just so different. This is like completely see-through. This is, you get that yellow tinge because it is white wine, but it's really pristine, and I cannot wait to smell it because I can smell it from all the way down here. The difference is so stark. 9 years, both under screw cap, but the 12 had that roundedness and that elegance. There's nothing bashful about this 13, and it is just pure exuberance. A lot of stone fruit, saline. There's a bit of flinty minerality on it that's going. And I'm really, really digging. Lemon peels, limes, green apples. Like this is just jam packed with like this is like a room of like say toddlers just running everywhere. Um, and it's fun at the same time. Like it could be a little draining energy wise, but that's what this is giving to me right now. Yeah, completely different in a great way though. It just presents two different sides of the coin, really. If you want exuberance, definitely go with the younger wine. Um, that acid cuts like a hot knife through butter. Um, it's really dominant right now, but the flavors are just so there, jumping and showing all the exuberance of the nose, really complete on the palate. To me, that these cabinets from Donhoff are standing above outside of the Stein, and it's really showing what great winemaking can be and how it comes through just on when you taste. So, are you guys fans of Cabinet? Are there any cabinets you like to try or are looking forward to try? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.